Do you guys remember that big dent that was in the hood? Definitely looks a lot better. It's obviously not perfect. I don't even know what I'm doing, but I did that, which I think is gonna be okay. All we gotta do is touch up that paint, make it match just a little bit better. But I think it turned out pretty good. Well, I think that for safety's sake, we're gonna put down some of this painter's tape along the edge of these emblems while I try and pry them off. So we'll see what angles. I try and start with the straight edges, of course, just so that I don't end up with any pry marks. Let's take you in for a closer look. Again, I put some tape along the straight edges of each of these emblems because that's where I'm going to try and pry from, and we'll see how this works out. I want to pull these off so that I can paint along that whole front clip, and I don't want any paint missing right there. So let's see if this thing will let us get under this emblem. Woohoo! Look at that. Again, right there. That's perfect. Wow, look at that. Let me take you in and show you what that looks like. All right, so here you can see where we've removed each of those emblems. They have little barrel nuts in there. I don't know if those are reusable. This one's clearly missing. That one is still there. And both of these are still there. So I've ordered a new set of them. They're really cheap on Amazon. And if I need to, we'll reinsert one there because that one was loose, obviously. If that one's still usable, we'll just reuse them. Any of these that are reusable. This one's missing both of them. I don't know how that happened. And that one right there, it's got both of them. So if they're still tight enough to hold on to the emblems, when we reinstall these after we're done painting, we'll just use them. So let's see what happens. There you go. Now it's nice and clean surface so that when you're painting, you don't have to worry about those letters not getting filled in correctly or having to tape off. That's a nightmare. Just pull them off and paint what you need to paint and then reinstall them. Just a quick update. As you can see the difference between wet sanding and not wet sanding, the oxidation that's in that paint. You can see a clear line from where I've wet sanded and what hasn't been touched in, I don't know, 50 years. Very, very obvious. Take the time to clean these trucks up before you clear coat them. So now we're at the stage where I have wet sanded all of this. I've tried to get rid of any little edge that's on this touch up here that we've done this repair. And we're gonna get this paint match sprayed on here and see if we can blend it. And the idea is that we spray this whole front clip and try and blend it into the hood a little bit. And then after that's all done, we're gonna wet sand all of this and try and blend any overspray that's happened on this into the hood. So let's see what happens. Oh yeah, that looks good. We're going to pay a little bit extra attention to this touch-up we did because it's not perfect. So we're going to give it a little bit more coverage than the rest of the hood. Try and cover that up. So, after a little bit of extra work, you can see how this has turned out. That's still wet. I just finished spraying that. But when we wet sand this truck, we'll blend it. We'll blend all of that edge that you see there. We'll blend all that in because all of that paint is still really dull. So we've got to wet sand all that. Anyway, you know what? I'm actually okay with how it turned out. It's not too bad. We're going to put that bug shield back on there. But I just didn't want a huge dent behind the bug shield. So I think it turned out okay. All right.